B-list actress Blake Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, are not going to be pleased when they find this out.
To me, this does not help Blake Lively's case at all.
Spare no expense. We are not going to be intimidated into settling.
She played with fire, and now she got burned. This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
Blake and her so-called dragon, Ryan Reynolds, are in deep trouble, and it's all because Justin Baldon refuses to back down. This lawsuit isn't going away anytime soon, and Blake can already feel the walls closing in. She knows that if she falls, she'll shatter completely, and she's scrambling to avoid that fate at all costs. But there's one big problem. Justin isn't interested in a quiet, behind-the-scenes settlement. No, he wants the world to see exactly what's going on, and he's standing firm on taking this fight all the way to court. In fact, Justin's lawyer is already speaking on his behalf, leaving no doubt that this battle is far from over.
I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have to wait and see. It's coming up soon, but it's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin.
Blake thought Justin Baldon would give up, believing he didn't have the resources to fight them. And in that, she was right. A high-profile legal battle is costly, and Blake and Ryan have significantly more money than Justin. However, what she doesn't know is that Justin isn't even funding his own legal battle. In a twist of fate, a billionaire is backing Justin, changing the dynamic of this lawsuit completely. Blake assumed that Justin Baldon would eventually cave in, convinced. He didn't have the financial clout to take them on in court. In some ways, she was right. High-profile legal battles demand enormous resources, and both Blake and Ryan have far more money than Justin. However, she was also off the mark. What she hadn't realized was that Justin wasn't even paying his lawyer himself. In a twist of fate, a billionaire stepped in to back him, completely upending her expectation.
One of the co-founders of Wayfarer, his production company, is Steve Serwitz. And there's no sorrow with him because Steve Serwitz is a billionaire.
Blake and Ryan once believed their financial advantage would guarantee them the upper hand, but with Justin's billionaire backer, Steve Serwitz, that is no longer the case. Blake Lively may have her dragons, but Justin Baldoni now has a dragon slayer. The stakes are incredibly high. Accusations of harassment can destroy a career unless they're utterly disproven, and Blake has only one path for that. Issue an unconditional apology and write an 8-figure check. If she doesn't, Justin will take this to court, all the way to a verdict, just like Johnny Depp did. On top of that, Blake's legal team seems to be failing her, as their advice should be to settle. Instead, Blake refuses to apologize, and she steadfastly stands behind her claims that Justin is a sexual harasser. It's as though her entire career is not in jeopardy. The vitriol surrounding the case is undeniable, and now it's not just a legal battle. It's a media war with no end in sight. Meanwhile, Justin is taking an entirely different approach. Unlike the typical Hollywood scandal where careers are protected through PR maneuvers, Justin isn't playing that game. He's not making desperate settlements or cowering in fear. Instead, he's standing firm, determined to clear his name, leaving no stone unturned in his pursuit of justice. Blake and Ryan once enjoyed a clear financial advantage, until Justin's billionaire ally, Steve Serwitz, shifted the balance. While Blake Lively might boast a legion of dragons, Justin Baldon now wields a dragon slayer on his side. Accusations of harassment can destroy careers unless they're thoroughly disproven. Unless Blake issues an unconditional apology and delivers an 8-figure check, Justin is set on fighting this case all the way to a verdict, just as Johnny did. To make matters worse, Blake's legal team appears to be failing her. Instead of advising a settlement, they seem reluctant to steer her away from a losing battle. Blake has not only refused to apologize, but also refuses to retract her claims that Justin Baldon is a sexual harasser. In doubling down, she acts as if her entire career isn't at stake. The conflict has escalated beyond the courtroom. It's now a fierce public showdown, with both sides fighting not just legally but in the media as well. Meanwhile, Justin isn't behaving like the typical Hollywood figure who scrambles to save their reputation. He isn't playing the PR game, cowering or resorting to desperate settlements. Instead, he's standing his ground, determined to clear his name and leaving no stone unturned.
Clear his name. And I think that's what's happening here. I don't think Blake Lively, certainly Ryan Reynolds, they don't need money from Justin Baldoni. They're A-list celebrities, and they're worth a lot. And same thing, I think Justin Baldoni, obviously money is going to be more important to him, but he's fighting for his survival right now. If you have a reputation in Hollywood as being a harasser, that's a quick way to never make another film here again.
Because, let's face it, Hollywood has a notorious reputation for ruining careers over mere allegations, and Justin Baldon isn't about to let that happen. Determined to reclaim his good name and secure a place back in his talent agency, UME, which unceremoniously dropped him as soon as the accusations surfaced, he's fighting tooth and nail. According to reports, co-star Blake Lively, also represented by WME, filed a legal complaint accusing him of harassment and creating a hostile work environment on the set of their blockbuster hit, It Ends With Us. Justin knows that any settlement would signal guilt, effectively ending his career. That's why he's resolved to take this case all the way to court. Justin's legal team has made their position crystal clear to Judge Louis Lahn. Settlement talks are premature. There will be no mediation, no discovery shortcuts, and certainly no quietly sweeping this scandal under the rug. Everything will go to trial. Judge Lahn concurs, setting the stage for what promises to be one of Hollywood's biggest legal showdowns come March 2026. But the repercussions don't stop there. This lawsuit is inflicting more than just legal headaches on Blake. It's triggering a full-blown career implosion. Once a thriving hair care empire, constantly promoted during the It Ends With Us tour, is now tanking. Customers have begun boycotting Blake's brand, sales are plummeting, and investors are withdrawing at breakneck speed. Allegedly, Target has even reported a surge in product returns, prompting them to pull Blake Lively's merchandise from their shelves. Her credibility is in shambles, and her brand is suffering devastating consequences. And if that wasn't enough, her cocktail line, Betty Buzz, appears to be the next casualty on the chopping block. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds is also feeling the heat. Disney isn't taking kindly to reports that Ryan mocked Justin Baldon in scenes from Deadpool 3. Word on the street is that Ryan has been ordered to either tone down his edgy humor or risk being ousted from the franchise. Imagine Deadpool without Ryan Reynolds. It sounds unthinkable, yet Disney is making it clear they won't tolerate any perceived bullying of Justin. In this high-stakes battle, every move counts, and the fallout is set to reshape careers in real time.
To me, this does not help Blake Lively's case at all. This pettiness, these jokes, this isn't something you joke about. I'm with Justin's lawyer in this. This is a hugely sad thing to discover that Blake and Ryan thought this was worthy fodder to joke about, because I don't find it funny. And I thought we weren't supposed to find it funny. It's not a he said, she said. Why were you cracking jokes about it in the movie? I'm sorry.